Elentila Lumeno Mentielvo. Welcome to Tolkien on Tap. I'm TJ. Grab a drink and enjoy. Almia.
We're getting
Anyways,
so off
sorry.
track. Where were we?
That's the point of the whole podcast, is
That
to
is,
get
I know,
drunk and
I
get
know.
off.
I should have known what I
Yeah.
was getting into.
Lee,
I feel less bad about it.
Lee, how's the other side of it?
Yeah.
Oh, you look a little annoyed, to be honest.
Wait, what?
Okay, she's just not paying attention. Got it. No, I said, how's the other side of it? Since
The other side,
you are
the other side
being
of
sober
what?
tonight.
Oh,
Watching
Um,
it, madness.
I missed it.
Yeah.
Would you wait? Yeah, it is madness. That was the guys kind of the point, was just to like go off the rails so like people
Which
can
I
drink.
love.
People can like
Um,
drink with
trans-
us while we talk about things.
Transliteration is more changing words to different writing systems. So, like changing, say, from Tengwa to our alphabet, for example.
Oh,
Is
okay.
transliteration.
Got it.
Um,
Or like Chinese characters to like pinyin. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Chinese characters to
that's
what now?
transliteration.
Pinyin, that's like the alphabet transliteration of like Chinese words. So like there's the character
Oh.
for cat, which like looks like I can't draw it because I'm drunk. But it's pronounced Mao. So then the transliteration would be MAO with a line over the A. For
Oh.
the
Okay.
Basically, pinyin is Chinese written with the Latin alphabet.
All right,
Yeah,
this
that's
episode tears it. I'm gonna fucking sign up for a Signum course because I feel like I don't know shit.
You should. I don't know about where you live, but in California, community college is basically free if you make below a certain amount of money, which is why I'm taking Chinese classes for no reason. Highly recommend.
No reason other than
It's
because I
fun.
want to read stuff.
Yes, I want to
No,
read
that's not no
Chinese
reason.
fiction.
That's awesome, though.
That's true. I'm currently reading Lord of the Rings in Chinese because I've read it so many
Really?
times in English that it's fine.
Look what I have.
Yeah,
Cool.
This is
Oh,
my Irish. This is my Irish translation of The Hobbit.
Tolkien would love
So
that, I feel.
good.
No, he did not like the Irish language. I don't think he would like that whatsoever.
Really?
No, he talks
He's
about
funny
he talks
to
in the
me.
letters about how much he did not like the Irish language.
That's what I was gonna say. He's funny to me because, as far as I remember, he insists that his like legendarium is not at all inspired by Celtic mythology, and he's a liar. He's a liar.
Did you
There's
see?
so much Celtic mythology in there.
Yeah, David was talking about I don't think I've gone one single episode without mentioning Lee or David, by the way, with them not being here.
So cute.
I talk about them every fucking episode.
That's
So I
adorable.
probably like if I ever get like money from this shit, I'm gonna have to like sling them some like here's your
Yeah,
10% or whatever.
ties them.
Yeah, but David mentioned because we were talking, he posted the thing about Finway and like the root of it, the fin versus the spin of it.
Mm,
And in the group chat that we have going on, he was talking about how he mentioned like the Tuatha and like how like there's Finn Finnegan
yep.
he mentioned a bunch of Finn names in Irish. He goes, I think he said so. Didn't he, Lee? He goes something like, "Tell me, Tolkien wasn't actually inspired by Irish mythology." Something like to that effect.
Yeah. Yeah, Tolkien can insist as much as he wants, but there's a lot of Celtic mythology and language in his legendarium.
Oh, you can absolutely tell that he read Celtic mythology. Whether he says he enjoyed it or not is a different story. Whether
Yeah.
he actually enjoyed it or not is a different story. That man 100% read that shit. Yeah,
I mean, even
and it
just like
shows.
the animism in his works is like very reminiscent of like I was talking about this with Lee the other day, how much in both in Ireland and in like northern England and Scotland and Wales, how many places are like seen as like locations of power and healing and like personification. It's like the Maiar themselves, I think, are an example of animism, but I feel like that's a whole different episode. Let's get back.
No, you just reminded me of something. You said something about healing, and that reminded me that in Tolkien, healing is genderless because
Yeah.
there are men and women of all the races that are healers. And I love that Tolkien like included this thing that is like a total non-binary thing before non-binary was even a fucking word to describe a person's like presentation or identity. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Okay, I would love to because I do have an entire like dissertation in my brain about Eowyn and femininity and Aragorn and healing. Because I was
Okay.
thinking about this the other day and how like there is this kind of like feeling that you have when you feel particularly constrained by compulsory heterosexuality and compulsory femininity, where like I call it like the I don't know if I want him or want to be him. My theory with Eowyn Aragorn is when she sees him being, first of all, an extremely like kind and gentle person, but also being a warrior and also being a healer and also like being able to go out with his friends and save the world, where she feels constrained in her cage of being
Mm.
like, I am stuck in this role as field maiden, stuck in the home. I can't go out there. Like, I think that when it's less that she's in love with him and more that she sees him and something in herself is saying, I want that, but not that she wants him. She wants to
Mm.
live what he represents, right?
Hmm.
And so I think that like, and we see that, right, with her like journey when she goes out and disguises herself as Darnhelm.
Turnhelm. Yeah.
Turnhelm, yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Darnhelm,
Yep.
yeah. And when she goes out and there's something incredibly queer about how she identifies with Mary, as like
Yeah.
we are both outsiders who are not allowed to embody this role because we are not seen as like the type of masculinity
It's like
required
big
to
masculine person, right? Yeah.
embody this role, which is something I think very Rohirric about that identity, and that fits into like the history of like the Anglo-Saxons, which is obviously what the Rohirrim are more based on. But
Right.
she goes out there and she takes down the Witch King, she and Mary together. And then after her experiences in the Houses of Healing, she says to Faramir, like, I don't want to focus on being a warrior anymore. I want to be a healer and help things that grow. And in the in the Return of the King, I think they talk about how like the hands of a king are the best hands of a healer.
Hmm.
So
The
like
hand of a
Aragorn, I
healer,
think
yeah.
really
Yeah.
provides an example of her of how you can be a healer. You don't have to be a warrior in order to embody the type of like gender identity you want. He's a fantastic example of like a non-toxic masculinity that is available to her and like showing her that like because I think she feels very resentful of like women's traditional roles and
Yeah.
rightfully so, right? Because she's constrained
Yeah.
by like however she was assigned at birth and her being able to and I think there's a line that talks about like I think it's Mary looks at her and I forget who looks at her and says like both Eowyn and Darnhelm. Like she embodies both of these
That's
roles.
Mary. Yes, that's Mary.
Yeah, because of
Because
her
it's when after she takes off the helm and says, "I am no man," and then he says it says something like, "And Mary saw both Awen and Dernhelm," to something to that effect. It's like right there, right when like the big action happens.
yeah, and so she's able to actively choose the role as a healer, and I think it's very important that Faramir also chooses that role. Faramir, who is always trying to embody the role of the good son, the good
Forgot
man.
about the farmer drinking part.
Oh, my apologies, because he will also come up.
Taking this gigantic War of the Rohirrim mug, which is like it holds more than like it holds more than a pint. It holds less than a gallon, but it holds closer to a gallon than a pint.
Is it
Yeah,
And
no,
is
she's a
it
big
is it
one.
a Stein?
She's
it's a
hefty.
Stein. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Oh, okay.
I think it's a
Don't signs have a
32.
top?
I think it's a 32 ounce Stein.
Yeah, I poured 2 cans of peach cider in there, and I might have to go get more. My parents are gonna be like, "Your friends are making you into a drunkard." But I'm like, I can't help it. We're
Don't tell
talking about
listen.
you.
This has been such a fucking fun
I
conversation so
love it.
far.
I'm having a blast.
It was
We
the
should do
thing
this again.
before when Finrod and fanfic got mentioned when I
When I
started cracking up.
when I said he was a fandom bicycle.
That's what,
Well,
yeah.
save that
Sorry,
because now I
TJ.
need no save that because now I need to know, which is
Okay,
fine.
we'll put
Which is
pin in that.
it's fine. Listen, no, you know what? Let's go now. What the fuck do you
Okay.
mean, fandom bicycle?
A
Hold on.
fandom
I don't
bicycle is
think
a character. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I don't think there are any other characters in like the Tolkien Silmarillion fandom that have more slash ships than Finrod.
Yeah. So a fandom bicycle is a character that everyone can ride. So like a character who's passed around to various pairings.
3 hours later.
After I listened to your guys' podcast, I was trying to say the sound.
Oh, the
Oh my god, that
Noldor. Yeah, and I think
I
I figured it
swear to
out.
God, I'm gonna keep this part in the fucking
You
podcast
have to
tonight.
take the
No, I'm
back
kidding.
of your tongue and move it towards the back roof of your mouth. Noldor. Goldor.
Fucking Brie knows exactly what to
do.
do. She's part of the squad. I don't
up.
care what Lee says. She's part of the squad.
Are you
Yeah,
saying
you
I'm
have
not
to
because I can't do it?
No. I said I don't
back
care
of
if you
your tongue,
say. I'm not
and
asking anymore. Bree's part of the squad.
yeah, you have to take the back of your tongue and put it to the back of the roof of your mouth, like the way you would say. So the way you would say "g" is you take like the middle of your tongue and you put it towards the middle top of your mouth, and then you have to move the tongue to the back.
Yes.
One day, once
Yeah.
I've mastered Chinese, I would love to learn Vietnamese, and that has that sound a lot. So I know I need to train my little mouth for it. Because I think
My little mouth, that's adorable.
No.
I've trained my mouth for a lot of unsavory things, so now it's time to train them for productive things. Yeah.
Bree, I have a question real quick.
Yeah.
With your pronouns, you're he, they. Does that mean you prefer he over they? Is that why he is first, or like those are just the two you're good with?
I don't care. I think that he, they just sounds better than they, he. So I'm down either way. Most people use they.
No. Which do you prefer?
I have zero preference.
Between he and they?
No, zero preference.
Okay. Gotcha. I just want to make sure because I actually was listening to a podcast. Well, in preparation for this, I was listening to a podcast and someone was like, if it's the first part before the slash, that's the one they prefer. And I was like, wait a minute, have I been doing this wrong the whole time? I'm a bad queer.
No. I think that it depends on the person. So I know a lot of people who first started to kind of like soft launch them like openly being non-binary as saying like, oh, my pronouns are she, they, and then getting frustrated that people would revert to she because it was easier for them, right? Like people who were kind of female at birth. So I think that it's just like, speaking as someone who originally was like, I'm she, they, and now I'm like, please don't call me she unless
that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do the same shit. I only do the they them because I look like this and I don't feel, especially in the climate.
It doesn't matter how you look.
And it's the climate we live in. I don't want to be used as this is why that we don't like the trans.
Oh, I know. That shit is evil. And as somebody who has gotten it as like, I've had people be like, see, this sad girl wants to be a he, him. This is an example. She doesn't even try to be masculine. I can understand. Obviously, I think that trans misogyny is a lot more violent than transphobia that is directly.
Transphobia itself is misogynistic. Doesn't matter if it's towards trans femmes or trans masks.
That's true. But what I mean is like I think that trans women are oftentimes more violently hated versus like I think that oftentimes with trans
a million percent
people,
no, because trans men are just forgotten about. Trans men are forgotten about. Trans men, they go, oh, they're just girls pretending to be boys.
Yeah, they need help. We need to save them. These poor creatures.
Yes.
Versus like I think like the vitriol towards trans women is so, and I think that's why like in any type of activism, trans feminine people need to be centered, right? Because they're like one of the most vulnerable groups. By the way,
Bree, you need to come back no matter what. Like you've been such a fucking amazing guest to like be on to have here. You're really personal. You're so fucking intelligent. Like I'm always like floored by how intelligent the people that like I ask on are, because like there are people that I've known because of TikTok where I'm like, that person's smart. And there's people I've known from like threads where I'm like, yeah, they're cool. I want to hang out with them. And then I talk to them and I'm like, good God, they're fucking smart.
But you know what?
And you're one of those people.
You attract smart people.
I'm sorry?
It's because you're smart, so you attract smart people.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much. I don't feel that way, but I really appreciate you. I know I'm actually intelligent and I just have a problem with like self-image and shit like that.
Fake. It's a white supremacist construct made up by eugenicists. What really matters is curiosity and asking questions and having an openness to learn.
That's what I want to do.
People who are actually quote unquote like who actually seem smart are the people who just ask questions and are curious about the world.
Oh, that's all I do is ask questions.
People like who are like, I have a high IQ, like Elon Musk. he probably has
IQ
technically a
doesn't
high
mean
IQ,
shit.
but he's not smart.
IQ
Because
doesn't mean shit. Intelligence quotient is a fucking formula that people came up
yep,
with that
it's
doesn't
yeah,
actually mean
it just says how
shit.
good you are at tests.
Yes,
It's just,
yes.
that's it.
Yeah. You can
Sorry,
ask
I'm
Lee,
very
like, no, you can ask Lee. Like, I just like when I don't know what the fuck's going on, like I'll make fun of myself and go, "Can you please explain this to me?"
3 hours later.
I'm so glad you're officially part of the Noldor squad. Hell,
Me
fucking yeah.
too.
Who's your favorite
I
Noldor?
think you guys are the coolest.
Fingon? Vindicano?
Huh?
Vindicano's
Vindicano, what
your
about him?
that's your boy? That's
That
your
is one of
favorite
my boys. So I
Noldor?
feel like
Who's your favorite Noldor?
I do love
Nolo.
Vindicano. I love Mike Timo.
Woo!
I
God damn
love
it, Lee.
I love Celebrimbor.
Mm.
Woo!
I think he's a sweet guy.
Who's your favorite of the
Because he's so like
Noldors? Of the Noldor. It's
I do
important. It's important because
I
Mealy
will
and David
admit
have our favorites. You have to fit. You have to
I
pick
will
your own.
admit that outside of the whole Luthien debacle, I do have a soft spot for Teal Cormo, but only because he can speak to animals.
That feels a little weird to me. I gotta be honest.
Really.
Because of the
He's not my
Luthien
favorite.
debacle.
But okay. Here's my thing.
Because well, here's
We
the thing. Here's
know
the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Lee's boy starts off bad and gets better. David's boy, like, is not the best to his brother, but he's a good person. My boy is a cinnamon roll. And then you're over there like, yeah,
yeah, you're
this guy who
no.
can talk to
Let
animals,
let
boys
but
let
are
let Bree
also
let Bree explain.
yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point, Lee.
So
Thank
okay,
you.
here's the thing. We know that the Silmarillion is not a objective
I know
recording
where
of
you're
the
going.
facts.
Yes.
We know that it's written by somebody who's seen that in.
Okay.
So I think that it's like we do have to take everything they say with a grain of salt, right? Like I
Mhm.
genuinely do not believe that Caligor would have sexually assaulted Luthien. Genuinely, I
Okay.
just don't think that. I think that one, the oath was at play, and two, it's very easy to villainize people when you are creating a story, especially when you have a politically motivated reason to villainize the Noldor. I think it's pretty out of character for him in general.
Okay.
Because how are you going to be invited to be like Orome's bestie if you're the kind of person who could sexually assault someone else? Like, I don't think that is. I think that is something that like the Valar would not accept.
You
And
bring up a
we
really
see
good
that
point.
Huan when Huan leaves him, I think it's less. I think it's mostly because he turns on Finderato and refuses to help. And Huan is a dog who like very much like he's a dog, so he cares about loyalty. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I have a lot
I
of
also
thoughts
say
You
that
bring
about
up
as
a really
well.
good point about
Heard
go ahead, Lee.
what him and Cuddlefin say in Norgothrond, so that nobody goes with Finrod. They're not actually wrong.
they are not. They are not. But they need to realize that Finrod is propelled by an oath just as much as they are. Like it's kind
Yeah.
of like
Yeah,
almost a comedy of
but
errors. Like
what they were
It's a
doing
different that's
was
a
saying that
different
if
kind of oath
anyone who
though,
goes with
because
him, anyone who goes with Finrod is gonna
they're
die,
gonna
which
die.
was true. And it didn't matter if it was the 10 that went or if 500 had gone with him.
And
yeah.
I
They
think that
were
like
gonna die.
Listen,
but I think that
I
with
love my
Lord
baby cinnamon roll, but you are correctly.
but I think the thing with Lord of the Rings is oftentimes we are presented with problems and conflicts that are like objectively speaking, even if you send an whole army, it should fail, right? But we choose to support it anyway. So for example, Frodo and Sam should fail,
Yeah.
but they choose to support them anyways, like with Aragorn and the whole crew going to the Black Gates just to get Sam and Frodo one step further. I think that like Tolkien and his legendarium as a whole often valorizes like people throwing themselves at lost causes. And so I think that like textually speaking, it's like it would have been better for them to support Finrod and die than to throw him to the wolves, literally and figuratively.
They weren't
Just
like they were throwing him to the walls, though. Like he was choosing to do it. He knew
I
that he
agree.
was going to die as well. But like he's like, well, I can't back out on this oath. I've got to go and do it.
Yeah.
There's also the thing of so it's like even Finrod knew that the oath was going to affect them because from everything we
Mm-hmm.
get, while they've been in Orgothrond, Caligorm and
They're
Cuddlefin have
chill.
they've done nothing but actually be helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
Finrod says they've shown him only kindness, they've actually been doing like helpful stuff, like been going out and hunting Sauron's wolves, and we know what Sauron's fucking wolves are like. Like they haven't set a
But
foot
it's as
out of
soon as the
line there.
Silmaril is brought up.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Finrod literally says this to Beren. Like
Mhm.
Finrod knows that it's not because they're bad people, but as soon as that Silmaril is mentioned, soon as they know you're after it, because then you are their enemy, because it's like how the oath, literally anyone who takes the Silmaril who isn't one of them is their enemy. And as
Yeah.
soon as the Silmaril comes into play, the oath wakes up and they will change how they behave. Finrod
And-
explains this to Beren. Like he knows it's like it's almost like beyond Caligom and Curufin's ability to do anything else.
Yeah.
And that's like what I mean when I say that. Sorry, I'm trying to fix the.
Did wonder why you suddenly went black and
I was
white.
like, what the fuck are you doing? I know you
I'm
can
trying
do
to
that.
fix my like Zoom situation. Oh, there's so many fun filters. Look at this.
Oh, use that. Keep that one. Keep
Using
that
this.
one.
Yeah, I'm using this.
How do I do that?
Sorry. Anyway, what I was
I
gonna
do
say
also
is
I do also agree with you as well about I don't think I know like marriage and sex is marriage, but in this particular situation, I don't think it was like the actual marriage that was the point. It was
yeah, it was
like
the
Between
Silmaril.
whom?
it was the ceremonial thing.
Oh, between
Like
Tia Cornbow and Luthien?
yeah, I don't think he would actually have raped her for them to be married. I don't
Yeah.
think that he would have done that bit. It was just they needed that like marriage in name because they wanted power. They wanted Doriath's armies. Like this was
Yeah.
how they tried to
Who
accomplish the oath, which was getting the armies of Norgothrond and Doriath is what they
who
planned.
who was
I
the Sindarin elf that wrote the Silmarillion? Is it the Pengalov is no he's not Sindar.
I thought it was Pendalook.
Pengalov is Sindarin?
Half
Is he
Sindar,
not?
Oh, he's half
Yeah,
Sind.
he's
What's the other
Sindar.
half? Teleri?
Noldor.
Mhm.
What was his father?
Noldor.
So he's a Noldor elf.
He was in
Okay, I
Gondolin.
thought that was Rumel. I was confusing them. Whatever. But regardless.
So he's a Noldor elf because it's
Rumel was
patriarchal.
Noldor's
It's
mom.
patriarchal, right?
Yeah,
It
so
has
he's
to be.
kind of
It
amongst
has
the
to be
Noldor.
because Finderato
But
and the other sons of
bear in
Arthur.
mind as well, Torgon's people hated the Sons of Feanor as well.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of political reasons to hate the Sons of Feanor. I also think I read this one fanfic that had a really interesting take on it, which is like Til Cormo had found out what happened with Eredhal, and so he blamed Thingol for not stepping in to save her from Ale. So he's like,
Oh, that
I
makes
want
so
him to
much
feel
sense.
how
That makes so much
you made
sense.
me feel. Yeah, and I was like, that's
Mhm.
good because a lot of times, like I feel like Celeborn's choices there don't make sense. They just don't seem
Mhm.
to be in character.
That's
But
why he's
I
always
do think
depicted as the frat
him
boy.
being petty about it and being like,
Mhm.
you took my best friend and you allowed her to be forced into a marriage. I want you to feel how I feel.
Yeah.
Like he is an
Mhm.
extremely petty person. I could see it.
I want to ask you a question first.
Wait, me?
Yeah, when we were saying about how Finrod is the fandom bicycle, I just wanted to ask you, what kind of ships, like which characters do you think people ship him with?
Ship Finrod with?
That's a good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Beor?
I'm curious. I want to know what your
Beor
preconceptions
for
are.
sure. I don't know how
That
you
is one.
couldn't.
That's
I
a
don't know how you
classic. That's a
couldn't
It's a
ship.
good one. It's a
I don't
good
know.
one. It is
Like,
one.
how do you not ship Finderato and Beor? Hold
Yeah.
on, let me take a drink.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Probably also with Beren.
I've seen that,
Nope.
yeah.
Yeah.
But they're not the most popular ones.
But
Weirdly
neither
enough,
of
Really?
these are
guess
like
Oh, now we're doing that. Can you guess which one's the
not
most
even
popular?
close. Not even close to the
which is
most
crazy. People are
popular
just
one.
tasteless, I think.
Okay, so pause on drinking game because I want to say this name a lot. Fuck it. Just someone count for me. Lee, do me a favor. Count how many times I say Finderato. Besides that, and then I will drink that many. So Finderato is that one counts. Yes, we've already said Beor, so not him. Oh my God, is it the Ambarusa? Oh no.
That's
Okay,
really
I
random.
see.
No,
I see Bruce saying no, but also
no.
he goes to the Ambarusa's like territory to go hunting. So
You know what?
Oh shit.
Let me take some notes because that has some potential.
Yeah,
yes, it does. I know.
I want that fit.
He goes by himself to the Ambarusa
Yeah, I
territory.
hadn't considered
Oh.
that, but you know what?
Amberus
I can awaken.
You're welcome. You're welcome. By the way, 5%. I'm telling you, it's 5% profit. Probably. Oh, do people do Andreth? Please tell me they don't do Andreth.
No, not really.
I have
Oh,
seen
thank
one
God.
I
fic.
mean, there's one where it's a threesome with Finrod, Andreth, and Eignor.
First of all,
See,
let me
I've
think. Oh,
seen,
that's two Finrods.
see, I've seen one in which it was
I don't
like
think I don't think Finny
it was
would do that
lovers with her, but
to
they were not
Ignore.
dating.
I'm sorry, say that
I-
again, Brie.
I recently read a fic in which he like hooked up with her platonically, like as friends, after Egnar died. And there was like
Can
no
I
bad blood between him
I have
and
a
Finrod.
question. I have a question. How do you hook up with someone platonically?
They're your friends, so you're like, you know what?
Wait. How do you hook up platonically? Is what I mean.
Because it's like sometimes
Because
you gotta do your
I probably am conflating like sex and love.
you
Which
gotta do your homie
that
a solid
tracks.
sometimes. Sometimes you're Andreth and you need your pussy eaten, and like your hot friend is there.
Oh God. Fair enough.
And it's like
I
no
get
hard
you.
feelings. It didn't mean anything. It was just fun. We're just homies.
Okay.
But I've only come across that one once. So keep guessing. I'm so curious.
So who else would there be? The orcs
I have
that
not seen that,
surrounded
surprisingly
him
enough.
during the Bragolach?
I didn't see that. No, thankfully I have
You
not seen that.
you
It's
are a
actually
sicko. I'm just
Badahir is
kidding.
actually coming in
I respect it.
and like fucking the orcs into submission to get away from Finderato, who is being he's Finderato is ready to just be done, and the orcs are like, no, and Badahir's like, here's my ass for you instead.
Jesus Christ.
What is this fan fiction that you are currently writing?
It's like you have my sword and my bow and my ass.
I'm like, no.
But better here is another one. No orcs that I've seen involved, thankfully.
It'll work.
Wait.
Here's
So if
another one.
if Finderato, how many we at, by the way, Lee? With the
27.
last one I just said. I swear 27. Fuck off, Brie. Did you say 27?
No, I said 27.
Oh, that was you, Lee. Okay.
And I'm the one
My
counting,
apologies,
so I would
Brie.
know.
Lee, fuck off with the
I know
27.
I'm the one counting. I would know. It's 27.
Wait, it was 27?
No, I'm taking the piss.
Oh, okay. Gee, I was about to be like, I don't. It's
so funny to me
8:30
that
where
you have
I'm at
not gotten
currently.
even.
Hold on, let me go to a liquor store. So wait, what are the like
But
main?
it's funny that you haven't really got most of the most popular ones yet.
Really?
Yup.
I still haven't. Hold on, let me think. Sauron
That's the one.
Is it?
That's
Yep,
one.
that is one.
would have to be because like when
I
they
read a
do
really good fic
when they do
between
the
them.
songs of power, it strips them of their quote unquote raiment. Then Finderato is naked. So
Yep.
yeah.
And it's like a total like, I will let your friends go if you do what I want. It's like, well, I guess I have no other choice.
I
Like
mean,
that
I'd
is
listen to
definitely
Sauron.
like a setup.
Especially
I
if
think.
Sauron was Charlie Vickers. I'd 100% listen. I'm a terrible person. Peer pressure? Yes, please.
Valid. But it's still not one of the
That-
ships, weirdly enough. It's not that popular.
Really? All right. Now I need to know what's the most popular ship.
Yep.
I swear to God, if you say fucking Huan, I'm
You
gonna
wanna tell
end
them?
this.
You wanna tell him?
Jesus!
Wait, what's up, Brie?
I was
They're
asking
letting me
Lee
tell
if
you.
she wanted
Let
to
me
tell you.
Okay.
The
Right.
two most popular, Pelagorm and Corufin.
Yep.
Oh, a throuple. Okay, fair.
No,
Not even
no.
a throw separately, but also as a
Separately,
like,
but
it's mostly
also as a
separately.
throuple. But it's mostly separately. It'll be like one or
Oh,
the other.
okay.
I think
Those are the top two.
Corufin is probably the top one.
Isn't he too
But
busy
yeah,
with his fucking
Corufin and
tollway?
Pelagorm. That's Caranthea.
Oh, that's right. That
I
is
have
correct,
also
right, sorry.
seen with
It's the
Caranthir,
it's
and
the,
I've also
they're the
seen a throuple
yeah,
with
that does.
Rusingon and Findarato. Which, how many do we have now? How many times do I have to drink?
Listen. If I could be Finderato in these stories, I would.
But yeah,
I mean,
Right?
what are
Like
we talking
I
about?
also want to join Rusingon. Like that sounds great.
Right? Honestly, can I be honest? Like,
I remember that time I said to you when it's like I was talking about how much I love Mydros, and I was like, but I wouldn't want to come between him and Fingon, and you were just like, I'd come between him and Fingon.
Anytime, anytime. I'd love to come between those two. You know what I mean?
Thank God that I just marked all of my episodes fucking explicit, whether I fucking swear or not.
But yeah, the Norgothron 3 are the main
Disaster
Finrod
trio.
ones.
Oh, the season in the F. I mean,
Yep.
yeah, I'd have the C's too, probably. But I'm also like I'm a
TJ, who would you?
Oh,
Who would
actually,
be your
no.
like,
The
top
other,
ship
the
in
the
general?
other, the other, the other really popular.
so many things
Finrod
going
one-
on at once.
The other really popular Finrod one is Torgon. Is
Yeah,
Finrod and
that is a
Torgon.
popular one.
Oh, they're of course. They were doing that shit in Valinor, of course. Do you really think that Finderato would have been like, God, keep counting for me, Lee. Do you really think he would have been like, I don't really like Feyenoord? But then Torgan goes, he's got a point, and Finderato goes, you're right. Because I feel like the Sons of Finwë, like, they at least have some sort of conviction. And if Feyenoord is going to be doing this bullshit, and like the rest of like the Sons of, because like everyone agrees with him to an extent, but it goes out its way to say that Finderato does it for Torgan. It's not like and Finderato and Torgan agree. It's like Finderato agrees because Torgan agrees, like to whatever it's fucking written.
Yeah,
But it like basically says that, like, yeah, I get it.
They were very close. Yeah, that's a common one.
Finderato and Torgan, 100% fucked.
But then I feel like there was a similar thing with Fingon and Maedhros, because Fingon is like, oh yeah, I want to go over and rule as well. But he gets there and he don't do any fucking ruling. He gets given Dorlomin and he's ruling over Dorlomin for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as the men turn up and Fingolfin gives them Dorlomin, so Fingon doesn't actually have a thing he's ruling anymore, but he's not
Yeah.
asked. He just doesn't mind. And
Are
then
you-
he becomes High King, but who's actually the one doing everything? It's Maedhros.
Are you aware of the meme that me and David have come up with?
No, no.
Which means
It's what song do you think would go really well with Maedhros and Fingon?
No.
Do you know?
what?
I don't know. You came up with so many, and I hadn't really heard of any of them.
Are you all aware of the song "Hanging by a Moment"?
I'm hanging by a moment. That one.
That's
No, but the
that's
fact it's got
Fingon and
hanging in the
Maedhros
title.
singing to each other.
Sick and twisted.
Yeah.
Sick and twisted.
So Bree had a question for me that we kind of glossed over to go with Lee's question. What was your question
Or
about which I think it was like which pairing would I like or something like that?
What's your Tolkien / OTP?
oh yeah.
One true pairing. It's Finderato and me.
Extremely valid. He can delve
Actually-
my caves whenever he wants, if you know what I mean.
Wait, say that again.
I said Belagundo can delve my caves whenever he wants. He can hew them, if you know what I mean.
1,000%. Like Hugh me, Felagundu.
Hew my caves,
1,000%.
baby.
1,000%. I honestly don't give a fuck about any other character, like what they do sexually besides Finderato. Like, I just want to kiss him. That's all I care. I don't even need the fucking. I just want the kissing. Those soft fucking Valinorian lips. This is weird as fuck. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm going a little too
TJ's
deep.
out here kinning a Marie.
What's that?
I was saying that you are kinning a Marie.
A million%. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like, I'll wait.
Lee's over
I'll
there.
wait for you.
For those of you who are watching us and can't see Lee right now, because I know it goes box to box on who's talking, but Lee looks insanely uncomfortable. I'm going to stop talking so you can see what Lee looks like. Lee, make some noise a little bit. Oh, no, she's not going to do it.
Hello. There we go.
Oh, shit. Lord of the Rings is gay as fuck. Who would have
It's
known
gay
how
as
gay Lord
fuck.
of the Rings is?
Okay. So, you know Beleg and Turin.
Hold on. Let me take a drink.
You
I am
got,
aware
like-
of it. Time out.
you are
Also,
aware
I
of them.
said Finderato like 5 times.
Oh
me just
God,
focus.
you're right.
And the rest. I didn't.
Continue on,
I did
Maria.
lose count, but it was more than 5.
Do you want me to finish the whole bottle, Lee? Like in one sitting?
If you keep saying Finderato, then yes.
Damn it. You're doing it too, though, Lee.
Okay, so which of his names do you like the most? Do you like Findrato or do you like Ngoldo most?
I'm gonna punch myself in the face because
I
I
feel like
know
those
you're.
don't count. If you're asking about the name, it doesn't count because you're mentioning the name to mention the name. That's just
I
science.
actually I like Felagund them, or actually Felacundu the most.
It's cute.
Yeah.
I love the badger lore.
But I only like it because of
That's
you, Lee, because it means badger.
Yeah, I love the badger thing.
Like
It makes me so happy.
you opened me up to two really cool one's a fan theory and one is like actually like lore. The shibboleth to the shibboleth, by the way, take
Do
a
the
drink.
shibboleth!
Yes.
Oh, fudge.
It's the fucking nerdiest thing I've ever read in my entire life. By the way, who has not read
Mhm.
it? It also gave me Fender. Pause.
Nah,
Damn it,
nah,
Finderato's
nah.
first and middle name. It's also get where you get Artanis and Icanaro and Garato and
It's where you
Feanaro.
go. It's where you Nelia Finway,
Yes, that's where you get
Macalaure.
Nelia Finway, Macalaure,
Really?
Mora Finway, and Barusa. And actually, the
Finway.
backstory on the
Finway,
double
fucking Nola Finway.
fucking footnote 33.
Okay.
Oh no,
I've heard people
33.
reference footnote 33. What is it? Because I Googled it. I was like, Tolkien footnote 33, and nothing came
Hold
up.
on.
Please tell me.
No, Brie, hold on.
It's
I got you. Hold on.
it's
Hold
not
on.
even that there was like anything particularly amazing in footnote 33. It was just the way that it's just the way that David kept saying, and in footnote 33.
Yeah.
So we were
That's
just
that is
like
part of it, but also
taking the piss.
footnote 33 does have a thing. Is it Morgoth Ring or is it Peoples? Because I've got 3 volumes. It's
Shibboleth of Feanor's in Peoples.
oh, I got it. All right, Brie. I will excuse me, I won't read you
Thank
this.
you.
This is footnote 33 on page 361. David, you are with us in spirit. As he said with some justice, my brother's claim rests only upon a decree of the Valar, but of what force is that for those who have rejected them and seek to escape from their prison land? But Fingolfin answered, I have not rejected the Valar, nor their authority in all matters where it is just for them to use it. But if the Eldar were given free choice to leave Middle Earth and go to Aman and accepted it because of the loneliness and bliss of their land, their free choice to to leave it and return to Middle Earth when it has become dark and desecrated cannot be taken away. Moreover, I have an errand in Middle Earth, the avenging of the blood of my father upon Morgoth, whom the Valar let loose among us. Feanor seeks first his stolen treasures. There's a parenthetical around this. It is said in the text at this point that Fingolfin claimed to be the quote chieftain of all the Noldor after the death of Finwë, end quote. And the
Ooh,
same
scandal.
was said in the essay proper, parenthetical, page 336, in parenthetical. All the texts agree that after the banishment of Feanor from Tirion, the departure of Finwë from him, with him, to Formenos, Fingolfin ruled the Noldor in Tirion, and it was said that in the Quenta Silmarillion, see 495, version 235, that afterwards, when the flight of the Noldor began, those of Tirion would not now renounce the kingship of Fingolfin, end quote. On the other hand, in the final story of the events leading to the flight, when Feanor and Fingolfin had become half brothers, they were reconciled, quote, in word, end quote, before the throne of Manwë at the fateful festival. And in that reconciliation, Fingolfin said to Feanor, Thou shalt lead, and I shall follow, end quote. See 10, 197, 287. That is footnote 33.
That was a lot of information for a footnote.
Yeah, welcome to J.R.R. Tolkien.
History of
Welcome to
Middle
church.
Earth, everybody.
Welcome to Jert, everyone.
Fucking dirt, man. Why is he like this?
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get a tattoo on my foot, which is the number 33. So it's a footnote. Actually, I might get a musical note next to it, so it looks like footnote 33.
Oh my god, are you gonna get it on your foot?
Of course. Well,
Yeah,
how is it?
it has
How else is it a footnote? I'm not a book.
perfect. That was so much stupider than I ever could have imagined. Thank you for telling me. I was very confused.
Hey Bree, welcome to TJ. I'm the dumbest person alive.
Pero yeah.
Wait, did you say pedo? Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Pero like,
fair.
yeah.
Okay. I was like, I need you to explain the word pedo real
I
quick.
feel like
Both.
pero
It
means but.
both.
So it's like, but like, yeah.
Oh, but yeah, okay. I don't
The
know
no,
languages.
the
Like
more
when David
but I
starts
get,
talking about, like, listen,
It was
there's
but-
real life
But at least it was
languages.
pero and not perro. So they weren't saying the
pero.
dog,
So
yeah.
perro is dog.
Dog,
Like,
yeah.
arf, like Juan.
No.
Like-
That's only for Juan.
Yeah, can we talk about how Tiel Cormo named his dog?
Wait. Was he named dog by Tel Cormo or was he named dog by
I see. I
Orome?
still think it was.
I don't know
Orome
which
that
one
did
is
it.
stupider, but they're both funny options.
I think it's funnier if Orome named him dog.
That is very good.
Hey Orome, how you doing? I'm good. How you doing? I'm good. You out here hunting? Yeah. Do you have your hound? Yeah. Well, I can't remember his name again. Can you tell me what your dog's name is? Oh yeah, it's Dog. I'm sorry. You want to back that up real quick for me? What do you mean?
Yeah.
Because you guys said
No. What's your
This is
dog's
my
name?
dog.
I was listening like on the podcast on the Noldor Squad podcast. You guys mentioned that his horse is named Nay, basically.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're talking about the NG part of the podcast, which is like it's part 4.
That's what led on to it because we were
No, it's part
talking
3. It's
about
part 3.
we
I'm
were
sorry, it's part
talking
3.
about Nahar's. We were talking about Nahar, and then we were talking about Nahar's Valerian
Yeah.
name and how difficult it was to pronounce, and then we got on to the GN. But yeah, Nahar, the word Nahar comes from a horse neighing.
Yeah, so if
So,
he's
yeah.
gonna name his horse Nay Nay, then he could name the dog that he gives to his biggest follower Dog.
Dog.
Like,
Juan.
Yeah.
Tiel Cormo is like,
That's
so
that's
what should
why
I
I
name
think
him? And Orme's like, dog.
dog.
His name is Dog.
You know, he should he should
That's
have
actually
said
a good point.
whatever.
I actually kind of want to go off that.
Whatever
Is
sway
it-
the end.
Lee, would it be Juan or would it be Juan?
That's a
Juan.
question that I have heard people say Juan, but I always read it as
It's
Juan.
Juan.
Right,
But
Juan.
that's because
It
one
is
of my
Juan.
my first language
Yeah.
is
it
Spanish. So
Juan or is it Juan?
Juan.
Juan? Like dog,
Juan.
or Juan?
It's
Juan. Oh God. I'm spilling my fucking alcohol everywhere. Is it Juan? Would it be Juan?
Juan. It's my microphone on. I've said it about 5 times now.
Yeah.
Juan.
Yeah, it's Juan.
No, Lee, can you say it like about 5 more times, please, for me?
Juan.
I'm gonna add that to the rules. Every time someone says Juan, take a drink.
You know what, Bree? You're part of the Noldor squad. You definitely are entitled
Add
to
it
a
to the red
fucking
book, baby.
rule change. Wait. What is it? Anytime someone says Juan?
When
Juan.
someone says Juan versus Juan, mi perrito Juan.
Wait, do you want me to make it like like just Juan is talked about? Because your rules can be talked about the least. Juan is not talked about very much. So
Yeah, so
I guess like a lot of it's not. All right, it's fine. Juan, just Juan.
just Juan in general. You will notice he comes up more often than you think, I'm sure.
Got it. You're in there, Bree. You
He is a good
are
boy.
officially woven into the
legacy.
fabric of the show.
Oh.
Did you just fucking dab?
Yeah, I just dabbed. When I was a substitute teacher, the way I would get the kids to behave, I would be like, if you guys go to lunch and you come back and you've been really, really good, I will dab for you. Every time, they were absolute angels because all they wanted was to see a teacher dab. So that's my like.
Nice.
Amazing.
Every time I dab, it's just like Kleenex in my eyes because I'm clearly crying when I'm dabbing. Oh, not at the dance. Never mind. By the way, Bree, welcome to my podcast where I just make stupid fucking jokes.
It's okay. I feel like as a parent, you're entitled to make stupid jokes. I feel like that's what my mom's jokes are the stupidest thing in the world. So
No, your mom is a saint and she makes amazing jokes.
you've never met her, but she is a saint. She's the best.
And she makes amazing jokes, right?
No, not her
All right,
jokes
I'm
are so
50 50.
bad.
Whatever, Bree. I got 50 50. It doesn't matter.
Stop projecting onto my mother. Anyway,
I'm gonna fucking like have a heart attack.
can we?
Let's talk some more gay shit.
I was gonna say, so let's talk about. Let me find the page that I bookmarked because I bookmarked like 50 pages.
Wait, Bree. Off the cuff. Who's the
Okay.
gayest character in Lord of the Rings? In Tolkien's entire legend time. Who's the gayest character?
I think it's a tie between Bilbo, because
Yes.
it doesn't get gayer than confirmed bachelor, right?
Yes, I'm so glad
And
you brought
like,
Bilbo
they
into
talk
it.
about him being queer all the time. And
Yep.
then there's also, I think, because he's like completely
Oh
an
my God.
outsider. He's a weirdo.
You-
He's considered odd.
You froze.
You did freeze.
Froze.
You said
You
Bilbo
froze.
and who
No.
else? Bilbo
You
and who
froze
else?
just as you were about to say the other person.
Yeah. Bilbo and who
Well,
else?
because I was gonna say Bilbo is like he very much lives outside of the norm, right? He never gets
Yeah.
married. He goes on
Yeah.
weird ass adventures. He's homies with the
Yeah.
elves. He adopts a child. Like
He sucks a lot of dick.
that is-
right. Right.
he does. He and Gandalf explored each other's bodies. Like he's extremely gay. And then of course, we can't bring up like Bilbo being gay without talking about Bag and Shield, which is a very popular ship. But I think also, I mean, it's got to be Beleg. He is so whipped for that emo human boy. He is so whipped. It is so sad. He's like, I'm gonna give up everything that I love, my entire home, everything that I've been raised in, just to follow you, and it will be my
Wait,
privilege for you to.
Would you
kill
say
me.
he was whipped? Like he's so whipped, he's whipped.
I would say he's whipped. Yeah,
Nice.
whipped even, not just whipped, sino whipped.
What does Sino mean?
Sino, but not like it would be like not only is he whipped, but he is also whipped.
Ah, okay. I'm
Like,
learning
okay,
different languages
Okay,
while I
okay.
do this.
This is another hashtag. He was so crazy for this moment.
That's
point-
actually my
at
favorite
one
thing
point-
that you have done tonight. Is this motherfucker was so crazy.
But he took him so crazy for this. At one point,
Bree, can you do me a favor and make a top 10 of he was so crazy?
oh my god, I'm gonna have to say
Make that a shirt. Make that a shirt. I will fucking
will.
pay you
I
a
will.
fucking I'll pay you $100 fucking per shirt for
Yes.
he was so crazy for. And then
Well,
like
okay.
yeah.
At one point, so when Beleg joins the like
Mhm.
outlaws, you
Mhm.
know how like it's a really, 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 really big deal that the Seven
Mhm.
Sons of Fëanor swear an oath.
Mhm.
At one point, Beleg swears an oath to Turin, and it explicitly says, hold on. Let me find let me find the dog ear that I have. Okay.
Cállate,
Are you
I'm
ready for
looking.
this? Okay. So this is when Beleg comes across Turin, and Beleg says, nor of Ardmid elf, nor of elf of the wood, nor of any on earth have I honor or love. Oh, this is Turin saying, oh, Beleg the bowman, this band alone I count as
Damn it, it was
comrades,
a
my
Turin.
kindred in woe, in friendless fate, our foes the world. Let the bow of Beleg, this is what Beleg said, to your hand be joined, and swearing death to the sons of darkness, let us assuage our sorrow in the smart of fate. Our valor is not vanquished, nor vain the glory that once we did win in the woods of old. Thus, hope in the heart of Húdin's offspring awoke at the words, and them well liked of that band the boldest. Blah 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 blah. Okay, and then it says.
Well, now I know what the story's doing because you said blah 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 blah.
Sorry. Then up sprang
kidding,
Beleg,
Bree.
that our vaunt and our vows be not vain forever, ever as such they swarm. Those 7 chieftains, an oath let us swear that is unchanging as Tyne Gwethiel's version of Tyne Gwethiel's towering mountain. Their blades were bared as blood shining, and the flame of the fires, while they flashed and touched, as with one man's voice, the words were spoken and the oath uttered. that must unrecalled abide forever. That must unrecalled abide forever. A bond of truth, friendship of arms, and faith in peril. So Beleg swore to Turin the same like a an oath that is like equitable to the oath that the seven brothers and Fëanor swore to Eru. He was so crazy for that. Like that is like
Yeah.
the oath that drives the entire Silmarillion. Really, the entire like second, like first and second ages are because of that oath. And Beleg, who is Doriathrim, who knows how insane that oath is and how
First of all,
ill-informed that
I
oath
love
is.
that you just said Doriathrim. No, but nobody else besides maybe Lee and David was, and Nubeta and Pete would have ever said that.
But he
So
is. He's Doriathrim. I don't know what you want me to do about it.
no. I just want to call out like how nerdy we all are, where we just
Yeah,
know
we're
that
so
like
fucking
the
nerdy.
because the Threem is the host of, right? So we say
Yeah.
Doriathrim, and that's the host of Doria. I'm just giving you credit for like knowing how language works, which I don't
Thank
really
you.
feel like I need to do, but like you're smarter than me,
Here's
so
a life hack.
I'm just trying to
Here's my
like
life hack for understanding Tolkien terms and like family trees and like stuff with Doriathrim. Read fan fiction. That's what has helped me remember
Literally,
all the
fanfic.
terminology and all of the family trees.
Literally, fanfic is
Oh
where
no,
I
you
I
guys
first
froze.
learned the Quenya names. No, you
Did you
froze.
really?
Yeah, from
Nerd.
Wait,
fanfic.
really?
Yeah.
So you everything else like you were really cool, not cool, but like you were really into certain characters, and then you started reading fanfic, and you were like, "Oh shit, this is a Quenya name. Oh damn, this is cool. I like this. That's
Yeah,
fucking awesome, actually."
that's where I first learned them all. Like long before I read the Shibboleth or Fëanor, where they're all
Oh damn it,
listed.
drink.
'Cause that's like the only place that most of them come from.
Which, by the
But
way,
long before I read that, I was reading fanfic, and like
by the way,
any fic that's like set in Valinor
yeah,
or anything uses the Quenya names.
yeah.
That's where I learned them.
Mhm.
Which, by the way, anybody who is listening and it's before May 2025, go to tolkiensociety.com. I think it's .com. And vote for Lee for the most influential person on social media because
Yes, I already voted for the Shibboleth of
nobody
Fëanor
knew what the
video.
fuck the shibboleth was until
Yeah.
Lee made her videos.
I'll
There were
say,
people who knew shit,
I will
but
say,
Lee fucking made this shit global.
Yep. I have sent Lee when that episode of uh Rings of Power came out, and I was like, oh my god, he used the thorn. People are like, what are you talking about? I would send them your video.
Yeah, I
I
did
sent your
too.
video to multiple people.
Lee, your video has been the impetus for a lot of people understanding what a thorn even fucking is.
And knowing what a shibboleth is.
I think a
Yeah.
lot of people don't actually still know what a shibboleth is. A lot of people think the shibboleth is relating to the thorn. It's literally nothing to do with the
No,
No, a
it's
thorn.
just like
shibboleth is
it's a linguistic
it's
signal.
yeah, it's a linguistic like break between not a
It's
break
like a
because
dog whistle.
yes, yeah, that I guess that is the easiest way to say it. Yeah, it's a linguistic dog whistle. Like, oh, you're gonna pretend you're this person. How do you say this word? Oh, it's this. Fuck you. You're not.
It's like a way to say politically kind of what side you're on. So like if you were Fëanorian, you would use the shibboleth of Fëanor, which is the thorn.
So it's the equivalent of like so. David and I are very good friends. When I say shibboleth, I'm using a thorn technically. When he says
Technically.
shibboleth,
No thorn.
he's not
Zero
using a
thorn.
thorn.
Pas
So
de thorn.
technically, David is signaling that we are opposition.
Well, when, for example,
Linguistically,
when David
David sussies
he does sussy. I thathy.
because he can
Mostly
speak
because
no
it sounds
better.
super gay, and I want to be as gay as I can.
David sussies for he can speak no better.
I just
But
want to
see-
thathy because I want to be as gay as I can.
see, similarly to David, I refuse to Thathy because it reminds me of Spain and fuck Spain. But I will say a
That's
shibboleth
fair.
would be a good example of a shibboleth would be David using Kenyan names, they're Sindarin names. And
Actually,
out of his way, going out of his way to translate Sindarin names that don't have an equivalent in Quenya into Quenya of his own accord. That is a shibboleth. He's saying,
you bring up a fucking
the
really cool fucking thing that I doubt even Tolkien thought about. Because you're talking about you're talking about Spain, Spanish Spain versus like Latin America Spain, right?
Like Latin American Spanish versus Spain Spanish, because fuck Spain.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Is like your understanding of how language works would be so different versus I lost it. I'm sorry. I'm just Lee or Lee and Bree. Sorry. I had a reason to say it this way. Yep, it's gone.
It'd be like
According
that
to this
sometimes.
dictionary, a shibboleth is a custom, principle, or belief distinguishing a particular class or group of people.
Yeah,
So
it's a break between like cultures, basically.
It's the custom of the thorn.
Yeah.
Versus the newer custom and the shift to S. Yeah. But a lot of people think that the shibboleth is the thorn.
Oh yeah, no, the shibboleth literally means the breakdown between how people
it's the linguistic choices.
Yes.
The divergent
it's that particular custom. So like there was the shibboleth of Feyenoord is the custom of Feyenoord.
Yes.
Versus so like Galadriel being like, I fucking hate Feyenoord.
Bitch.
So I'm going to deliberately choose the S just to say how much I hate Feyenoord instead of using the thorn. That was a deliberate political choice by her, and I love that.
I genuinely fucking hate her for that.
I brought up.
I think it's so funny. I love that for her.
It's so I brought up the shibboleth. No, because she purposely does it because she knows it'll hurt him because of the connection to his mother, and like that's just a bitch thing to do.
See, to me, I think it is extremely hilarious.
You're playing on someone's grief for lols, and just nah.
I can see that. I can see that. But I do think it is funny to her to be like, I hate the crown prince, so I'm going to deliberately change my natural speech patterns just because I know it will irritate him specifically. There is something very Nerwin about that.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Speaking of queer people, can we talk about Man Maiden?
Oh, please do. Please do. Oh, you're talking about Nerwende, huh?
Can we talk about my mother name is Man Maiden, but people assume that I'm like the pinnacle paragon of feminine virtue?
No, I love that her name is Nerwende from her mother that says like you are as good as the men around you. I fucking love that so much.
It is so hilarious to me. Like when the Rings of Power was first announced and people were then like the Entertainment Weekly and whatever other things were posting like photos of Galadriel being like, this is our Galadriel. People were like, she's so masculine. And I'd be like, oh, so you don't know her mother name is Man Maiden? Wow, you look really stupid.
I was telling you about that person in my comments the other day, referring to her as Galadriel.
Galadriel?
Yeah, that's what
that's
they.
So wait, Lee. Let me ask you: was he upset because like she had a bigger dick than he did? Because like you're gonna call it Galadriel, so clearly she can like, what's the word? So clearly she can, whatever.
Well, clearly these guys feel cucked by her.
Yeah,
that's
obviously.
They feel cucked
clearly
by
she
her.
can fucking like give some sort of. Nah, you gotta breathe.
Emasculation. They emasculate. She emasculates them. That's what it is.
Yeah. I forgot how words work. And so I just gave it to Bree. Thanks, Bree.
Nope. I told you. Saying that the words Turin and my Timo and Pindarato mean that we need to drink during a Slash episode.
By the way, Bree, if you're part of the Noldor squad, that means you are officially part of like this podcast in every aspect.
Thank you.
Thank you both for being here. I really appreciate you. It's been a really fun night tonight, especially Lee, because you have been the build pony, and it has to be a little difficult to deal with the inebriated people who come out and hang out.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Lee. I appreciate you more than you know. Bree, I have loved talking to you tonight. You have opened my eyes to a lot of things that I never would have thought about before, and I look forward to understanding and exploring more things. So thank you so much, Bree. Also, Lee, I know people know where to find you from my original podcast, the original episodes, but tell people where they can find you if they want to talk more with you.
I am Silmarillion on TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and YouTube.
Can you spell that real quick?
Silmarillion. SILMARILLEANNE.
Thank you, Lee. And Bree, thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's been a blast. How can people find you and interact with you if they want to talk more directly to you?
If you would like to subject yourself to my presence, you can follow me on Instagram and Threads at Yielding Matriarch, which is YILING, they as in like they them, and then TRIACH, or on Blue Sky as Narusasu, which is the ship name between Naruto and Sasuke. I also have Sam Frodo on Blue Sky. But yeah, you can bother me on there whenever you want. And I lost my train of thought. Wow, I've
Well, thank you
drunk
both for
more than I
being
have in a
here.
really long time. Thank you, TJ.
Thank you both for being here. It's been an amazing night tonight. I really enjoy diving deep into conversation with you two. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Tolkien on Tap. Thank you for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe and follow me on any of my social medias. I'm on Threads, Instagram, Blue Sky, and TikTok at @the_Neej. Namarie.